The week after July 4th, 2011, we will release the 8th training video that I've done with Michael Ellis. This new DVD is titled Puppy Bite Work with Michael Ellis. It's 4 hours long and will be the first in a series of bite work or protection training videos that Michael and I will be doing together. Today's newsletter is a short lecture taken directly from the new DVD, in which Michael explains the concept of auditory stimulators and why the concept of circling after the decoy slips equipment enhances handler play. These are two very important concepts that new trainers need to understand.
So, another thing you hear me do, I make a noise. I can use the stick, or I make the little noise with my mouth, right? Those are both what I call auditory stimulators. So I teach the young dogs that this sound means bite work. I make noise, or I rattle the stick. Later on, the stick obviously is an integral part of ring sport, so having that be there means the dogs hear the stick and they stimulate. They get desensitized to the stick. But I have another way where I don't have a stick in my hands, where I can stimulate the dog if I need to. So if the dog is not paying attention or not totally focused, I go, they go, whoa, hey, and they load. So I have a tool in place also to help them do it. Then you see with the young dogs a lot, I run them around and right back at the helper too, to re-engage. Primarily, assuming the puppies are confident and enjoying the interaction, they're not nervous about the helper, it's totally not necessary for their bite work. What it does is it helps the handlers in their play with the dogs. Because the dogs learn that if they bring something back to somebody, they can reinitiate a game, and we control it. It's easier to have a second handler run the dog around, whereas if you're playing loose with your dog and your dog doesn't want to, you have no way of kind of helping them up to the situation. So if I get that going in the bite work, it frequently has bleed over to the play relationship between the handler and the dog. So the dogs are more likely to bring stuff back to you to re-engage games with you. So I do it here, and lots of people continue to do it in bite work for long periods of time. I don't. So assuming the dog is playing well with the handler and they've shown me that they're comfortable, it's a little bit like a diagnostic tool for puppies as well, right? If the puppy wants to come back and shove the thing at me, they're telling me they're completely comfortable with me. If they were nervous about me, they wouldn't be shoving the thing back at me. They'd be wanting to get away from me. So I can use it sort of like as a diagnosis and say, look, the dog's comfortable. After that, I don't encourage it. You see like people with their 2-year-old dogs constantly running the dog around and back into the helper and that kind of thing. I don't do that. I start to say, I want you to put your energy into the helper, not into this. It's not a game for the dog at that point. And I'll make it a little more serious depending on the discipline you're doing. And in ring sport dogs, it stops, of course, because you stop slipping them equipment. With a ring sport dog, as soon as they're on the suit, okay, no more equipment slipping, so you're done with it. But with Schutzen dogs, lots of people keep that going for really long periods of time when they don't need to. But it's a great way of jump-starting the play in a puppy, and it's a great kind of diagnostic tool for them to tell you, I'm totally comfortable in this situation. I want the activity to commence again.